Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel. This is day 86 of the 100-Day Project. And I saw a video the other day done by Carrie-ThePaperMonkey, and I absolutely love the concept. I'll try to link that video below. Don't know that I've ever done that before, but I'll try. Anyway, if I can't do it, know that it's the Paper Monkey. And the other thing you could search for is Junk Journal Vision Board. And that's the idea that I loved, and that's the idea I am promptly stealing. I have had vision boards in the past that were done on, say poster board and things glued down, images of what I wanted to manifest in my life, as well as some, descriptors, some words. I've also had others that were just items pinned to a bulletin board. And that could be, of course, attached to the wall and kind of very much in one's face. The premise of her idea was to do this on a month-by-month basis. And I thought the suggestion for using a calendar was pretty brilliant, even though, and I did, I even picked a 2023 calendar, although I promptly covered up the month and the year. So I guess the beauty of doing it in a calendar, though, is it's all intact and you can see the evolution month by month by month. I do have one of these stamps, that you can change the month, the date, and the year. And it's also this particular one. I might have bought this at Staples, to be honest. It has a variety of other choices. I mean, not choices, but descriptions of what the action was that was taken. So the one that I have here is completed, but that may not be, maybe approved would be a better choice. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably overthinking it. Now, in Carrie's video, what she did was very, artsy and attractive. And then she had a paper on the side where she had put her, let's say, goals for the month. Now, I don't know that I necessarily want the whole world to know what my goals are, although certainly you guys are potentially a part of several of them, like growing the YouTube subscriber numbers. We're just hovering around 400, so I'm thinking 500 shouldn't be that big a stretch. So regarding that, I have my items on a scrap of paper beside me. But let's kind of begin. I'll show you what I've done so far. I did collage. I had this this booklet. Well, it's right here, actually. I showed it in a thrift haul. This is kind of from the 70s, I think. This, if I'm not mistaken, this guy had a TV. Oh yeah, he had a TV show, and he kept doing projects on the air. I just love when they use Roman numerals. So it was 1980. Anyway, it's full of these sorts of, plans and supply lists and cutting lists and instructions. So I thought, well, isn't what I'm attempting to do a bit like building something? And maybe I also had other pages. I don't even know what this book is anymore because it seems like I'm down to it just has chapter headings at the top. Anyway, an old book that has sort of sciencey things in it. So what I did, and maybe this is, but it's my project, so I'm going with it. Maybe it's a bit literal. So for instance, there was this diagram of North America, or at least part of North America. And I thought, well, okay, whatever growth I might have in, say, Etsy sales is likely to come from this sort of a location. A ruler is sort of an international symbol for measuring things. So, of course, measuring progress, that's not a leap. This was just kind of I don't know, cute. This one talks about, in this experiment, they're showing, and I guess the reason they used a tube as opposed to just open air, it says that a coin and a feather fall in a vacuum with the same acceleration. So I thought that was interesting. Maybe I knew that way back when, but certainly have forgotten it. And then I picked in that same book, there were these calculations. Whoops, not there. I don't know, of course, what the guy was calculating. Math was always a bit of but I tore this in half, and I thought, okay, I want to, because again, a lot of these goals are numerical. They're measurable, measuring subscribers, measuring likes, measuring sales, measuring activity levels, like say posting to Instagram or that sort of thing. You have, well, as with all goal setting, that you have a far greater chance of succeeding if you make it specific and measurable and at a time frame. So anyway, I have a couple more little images that sort of, there was this gear one, because, you got to get the gears going in your head to make things happen. I thought, a light bulb to represent some bright ideas. This one is, and I kept the words action and reaction. So, and these are those little balls that, if one hits the other, it causes some motion and there's a reaction. So again, that too is very literally what taking action does. So I have a few more scraps here of out of those books, out of that plan book. And the key, and I also took out a few words that I thought, and I didn't know if I'd need that or not. A few words. Geez, a hangnail. I was actually in the yard before I started videotaping because I didn't do any watering yesterday, and I thought, no rain, wind, better give everybody a good thorough drink of water. And I also finally planted my liatris bulbs. That's another little image. So I also, took a word like instructions and some numbers. Why did I think 20 was important? Oh, I know. One of the things that I'm putting on my thing is, and it scares the hell out of me every time. We know that according to the medical community, sitting is considered the new smoking. And of course, most of us as crafters can sit for, hours, days on end. So when I was kind of very much aware of that, I began setting the timer on my phone to ring every 20 minutes. And that would remind me to get up, go get a glass of water, walk to the opposite end of the house, put a load of laundry on, go down the stairs, whatever, just move, like get up and move. And I very much need that again. I just don't know why that alarm scares me so much. I guess I should maybe turn down the volume or something. So that's why I like the 20. Now, the other thing I had on hand was, and the back of these are gessoed. So this was a page full of doors, and this came out of a book that I was altering. I think maybe you saw that video where I was I didn't really know what I was doing at that point. So the book was essentially not sound anymore. So I thought, okay, let me take out the art journal pages that are good and that I'd like to hang on to and maybe build upon. And so this page of doors was something that I ripped out because I knew, doors, they're kind of symbolic in a way, doors open. When a door closes, a window, that kind of thing. So there's symbolism and importance that kind of comes along with doors. The whole idea that you're crossing a threshold into a new life, a new activity, a new whatever. Anyway, you know about doors. So what I did was some of these strips that I had ripped off these book pages, I just folded in half and I added a hinge to most of, and the reason, frankly, that I did so much of this ahead of time is just to save time. To save crafting time that I could fill with talking instead. Sorry. So I think I have 6 of these vertical doors, and I've done 5 of them. I'll just do the 6th one, just in case you've never seen a hinge being added to something. So all my doors are going to be opening, well, all my doors are going to be opening this way. So I'm going to just put a bit of, I'm going to run this over my glue stick. And attach it. Oops. And it doesn't have to be big, and of course I kind of took pains to make sure it was kind of neutral looking and so on, because of course I have a couple of options. Whoa, that's not straight. I have a couple of options. I can, whoops, I got a little crease there. When I glue these things down to the page, in whatever order, maybe it'll be very symmetrical, and I still want to be able to add the light bulb and so on. I can either, and of course this will be glued down to the page, so I can either put something here to write on, or I could write at the back of this. I presume, let's see, I have a couple that I didn't do. Let's just see if a Sharpie, hello. So that works quite nicely on there. I won't do one of those until I'm kind of sure it's dried. I don't think it should smear, but we'll just see. It still looks a bit wet to me. So anyway, my intention is to glue these guys, the other half of the hinge down. I also had, on that same page, there were, no, I better see what you can see. There were also these that were sort of landscape formats. So I actually have 9 things here. Now on my little scrap sheet of, okay, what would I be writing down as my intentions, or what am I trying to envision for June? Incidentally, it is the 10th when I'm doing this. That's why I have that on here. Whoops. So I don't know. I guess I'll decide on the placement, and then I'll worry about how I'm going to do the actual writing or words. Now, I've also gathered up some stamps. Oh, this must have fallen out of another area. So there are these scripty, and the reason I brought this little tray is because it also has numbers. I also have these. Now, I know that when I first saw people using them, and it was mainly Barbara at 49 Dragonflies, I thought, that is the cat's meow. So that year I put these sorts of things on my Christmas wish list. And like I said before, because I was a good girl, I got them. Now these are a little more bold, so I may choose to use them. And of course I do kind of have an H collection going on here. Oh, that's jammed in there. Oh, a couple different H's on there. And this H as well. So I don't know how much of that I will be using or how much I'll get done in front of you, but let's press on. Okay. I'm sort of fighting the urge to measure. And maybe just for a bit more precision and less slopping of stuff, I will use art glitter glue on the tabs as opposed to, how do I like these colors? Should probably switch up those a bit. Okay. Now, if I do my writing at the back of the door, then obviously I'm not covering up, the U.S. or anything else that I might want to concentrate on. I think that if I kind of did it in a somewhat symmetrical way, it would be fine. I still have some place to add those few other things that I want to do. So, or maybe I should, I don't know what to do. Okay, let's just begin. This is not rocket science. I lifted the camera up a bit more today than normal, just so that you can see more of this surface. Yeesh. Second day of some pretty heavy smoke from the wildfires and the accompanying headache and grogginess that goes with that. Okay, so basically I'm just putting a little smidge of glue and I am pressing it down. I suppose it might be even more effective if I deliberately put them askew, and that way nobody kind of knows if they're crooked because there was no intention to make them straight. Yeah, so I think that's what I'll do. And I can keep the, sort of fill in the other areas to make it look as though that was the plan all along. Cool. I don't know if you've ever experimented with vision boards. I definitely am a believer, and it seems to me that it might be a worthwhile experiment for you to try. Again, you don't even necessarily have to do this, but you can just do it on some small scale or think big and do it on a more grandiose scale, and just see if it works for you. I know that in the past, and here I'm kind of talking using interchangeably the idea of goal setting exercises. So I know that when I was investing a lot of time and money in personal development, I was attending some pretty, renowned speakers. See this? I should have maybe left room for a vertical, and maybe I should mix it up like so. Anyway, I was putting in time, effort, and money into personal development, and without exception, all of these people said that, you know, I don't know, it's a ridiculously low number, maybe 3% of the population or something ever bothers setting any goals. So if you don't set a goal, pretty hard to achieve it, or if you do manage to achieve it, is this guy, oh yeah, that one's glued down. You know, you may not even recognize that, hey, by the way, I set my intention to do that, and son of a gun, I did. So maybe this one should be, oh, can I slide her down a bit? A little lower since I have a taller door above it. Anyway, so yeah, very small percentage of people actually do it. So the whole idea was, you know, different people would say, boy, that's kind of braiding the paper. Better leave well enough alone. Okay, so, you know, quite often a person is urged to just sort of do some blue sky thinking, just sort of stream of consciousness kind of stuff, get it down. Don't worry about, well, how would you make it happen? You don't have enough money to do that. You know, all those defeating thoughts that we all have that keep us from, you know, maybe thinking big and acting big. So basically, just stream of consciousness, you know, just write down 100 goals. You know, date the paper, do it in a book or someplace that you can refer to again, and you know, and track it. So I have to say that a lot of those things that I wrote down, and again, I'm not saying how long ago that was because I honestly don't remember, but it's, you know, some of them were many years ago. You know, like a designated studio space. It manifested. Addition to the house. It manifested. Trying to think about some other examples. You know, some were travel related, some were income related, and they actually happened. So look at this, how cool. So I just may, well, maybe let's just one. Okay, this will be my guinea pig one here. Let's see if I were to stamp, let's just do some H's. Will it bleed through to the other side? I don't think it should, but who knows? It's not very dark, is it? Oh, that's better. Okay. Is there any evidence of that on the other side? Nope. Okay. So we know that I wanted to have where is my 5 and a 0. So how about let's do the 500 subscriber thing. Maybe let's put that on this one. And at this point, I'll just stamp the 500, and then I'll add in the, whoa, I kind of really got that. It's such a very fine stamp. Cool. Oh, is this an O or is this a 0? I guess it's a 0. The O is got a little more flourish to it. Let's see how straight this is going to be. Probably not. Okay. So I can add the detail about that. Let's maybe use the 20 and glue down some of those other little pieces. Maybe I'll leave that open until, maybe that's an important one for here. And actually getting centered. That can be another, just sort of. No, I should pick a different door that doesn't have a 46 on it. I really like this idea. Thanks, Carrie. And let's just put it right there. Okay, what else did I say I wanted to do that I don't mind having you see? Oh, brother. Oh, well, is that dry? Dare I? Okay, I also wanted to test this. Could have been a teeny tiny bit of smudging that went on there. I'll close that and let us put down the gear. It doesn't really, is it going to look dumb? Hey, where's my rusty hinge? I'm going to, for these pieces that I'm adding later that are such a blatant, you know, what do you want to say? Well, not visualization, but a blatant example of, oh, a light bulb for a bright idea. Boy, I never thought of that before. Okay, maybe I'll tear this down a bit. Maybe not as small as I really want it, but see if it's going to look goofy. And then if it does, I mean, I still can. I think that that will be fine. So I'm just going to rip this down a bit so that it is kind of, whoa, that's kind of sloppy inky. Let's just leave this as is till I do these others and see if I need to neaten that up a bit. Try to be a little more controlled in my inking. Oh, you know, sometimes it's better to craft in silence, I think. Seems the minute I say something. Okay, what else have I got? oh, this action and reaction thing. This would need a bigger space because I want those words there. And again, you know, if you choose to do this, don't feel that you have to do the same literal interpretation that I'm doing, because number one, you may want it to be private, and number two, you may not have the right imagery. Okay, we also have instructions. Those are important. Oh, and the calculations. I don't think I need that. Probably don't need those either. Oh, I had some numbers. But what would 44 represent? I might have to go back into the book and get numbers that are, you know, like if I feel that one of the goals should be 2 Instagram posts a day, then a 2 would matter. I guess these could also be partially under these doors. Kind of makes it a little more interesting. Then a person maybe is tempted to look under there. So sorry. I was about to scratch my head in confusion. I don't know, it's crazy, but I feel like I need to hoard half of this. Like, is that not a bit twisted? Yeah, let's draw attention to the calculations. And heaven help me. I have no idea what she was trying to figure out here. And luckily I don't need to. Maybe a smidge more. Okay, so we've got that. We can put, I guess if I would have thought of this tucking them under the door thing, or behind the door, I would have maybe positioned my doors differently. But that's okay. It is what it is. And then I can add a few numbers. I could maybe do some stamping if I want to. Oh, see, this is another good one. This is about different types of lenses. So, and you know, lenses help us see. You can either have rose-colored lenses. You can have convex and concave. You can have magnifying lenses. So, whoa, that's a bit much. Oh, well, looks like it's going to be. Okay, so let's put this one. I could put this vertically. I'm liking how this is shaping up. So let's start gluing some stuff down. And then I will add my, oh, I want to do that date stamp as well. it'll be kind of fairly subtle, I guess, but nobody's going to be seeing this really other than me. And of course, you guys. Do I have to put little doorknobs? No, that would kind of look dumb because they have doorknobs. But I almost feel like they need something to make it easier. We'll see. Did you get anything accomplished that was on your vision board? Well, actually, no. I was so busy doing my collage and my adding doorknobs that I didn't have time to. Whoa, that's kind of brittle. Let's add a gear. And of course, I was just limiting myself to what I found in that book. I know I definitely have more of these kinds of images if I need them. I'll move this around once I get these things glued down. It's just that I don't really have that much space here. And it is a big piece of paper. I can probably find more of these orange words that would be applicable as well. Okay, the light bulb and the lenses. Yeah, this will probably be here. Don't most things start with a good idea? Just want to lift that up, see if it's more or less straight. Okay, oh, and this is the last one I already have chosen. Quite often in these videos, I, show you what I can show you, talk about my intentions, and then if you do look at my Instagram, if you do look at my Instagram, you may sometimes notice that there's something has changed between, where's my little brush? Between the end of the video and the Instagram post, and that's because, oh, I got a brilliant idea after the fact. So you'll probably notice some changes. Is just basically what I'm trying to get at here. So that may even be enough because I kind of have the orange spread around. I may add a few of these sorts of numbers just randomly. Although I would like, maybe some symbolism attached to a specific number. Let us, I could also stamp the word June, and I can also do this somewhere unobtrusively. Let's see. Hopefully this is a good enough stamp pad to... Okay, I'm just doing this on the side of the page here. Oh, I was going to do approved, not completed. Oh well, I guess I should change it for next time. I guess we understand, approved. I guess we understand that obviously it wasn't completed on the same day it was entered. Okay. So I think, guys, I'm going to stop there. And I really encourage you to do one of these. And yeah, use whatever makes sense for you. And of course, your goals will be different than my goals. But the final thing I want to say about this is that with it being a calendar, a person could easily hang it up on a wall and actually see it, several times a day. Because I think that is key also to keep it sort of front of mind. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Thank you to Carrie at the Paper Monkey for the idea. And I know that she credited someone else for sort of inspiring her to do it. So that's how, that's how this all works. And again, if we want to get to the 500 mark, I need your help. I need you to subscribe. I want you to subscribe. And yeah, we will keep on keeping on and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.